World and life is not only that which we are seeing, visualizing, experiencing. The world is so vast, so infinite, so many subtle things happen continuously in this world. Through this Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana, to some of them we are given an exposure, which helps us to know how the jivas, by their own sankalpa, create their own worlds and get bound. Same jivas you and I have all the time, all the opportunity, possibility to stop all imaginations, realize the truth and abide in it. The first one is called as bandhanam, the second is called as moksha. We are so lucky that this glorious text is in front of us. Maybe through this text, our eyes get opened, the sukshma jnana chakshus, to the goal to be reached as well as to the path to be followed. All Purana Itihasas also Upakhyana Yukta. Most of them teach about the dharmas, about values, about the upasanas, bhaktis, some of them the yoga, and to good extent even Tattva Jnana. This text through the Upakyanas aiming at only Tattva Jnana because of the student Sri Rama fit for it with total Viveka Vairagya and Shamadamadi Sadguna, then Guru Sharanagati, and ready to do Shravana Manana Chintana. And we are also given the opportunity to study. First, to know such text and such knowledge exists. Second, to check within ourselves and be like Rama in our readiness to study the Shastra. Then the knowledge revealed is received by us. May we receive the knowledge given to us by the sages, Vaashishtha Mother Sita, etc., Mother Saraswati, etc. Okay, let us continue from where we stopped yesterday. Om, 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 Om Sahanavavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Namo Brahmadibhyo, Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya, Sampradaya Kartrubhyo, Om Sarashibhyo Mahadbhyo, Namo Gurubhyaha, Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam, Padavakya Pramanatah, Vyakhyatāh Sarva, Vedantāh Satchastrāh, Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvataitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavataitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namahami Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Vasishthadi Rishibhyo Sri Saraswati Matre Namaha Sankalpaha Tesham Sarvesham Krupanugrahena Upanishad Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayanokta Brahmatmaikyamodhena Asmin Kshane Eva Moksha Kaivalya Praptyartham Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa Santavangmayokta Sadhya Sadhananubhava Siddhyartham Tatrokta Rishamuni Guru Devata Darshananugrahanubhava Praptyartham Sanatana Dharmasya Vishwavyapti Vishwadhyatmika Pragatyartham Dharma Samsthapakanam Nitya Nirantara Digvijayartham Sri Rama Mandiravat Shiva Krishnadi Mandiradinam Punarvapti Desha Nirantara Shastra Adhyanadinam Dwara भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्न शाश्वतसमूलनिर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम अध्ययनम साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओं श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। वसिष्ठादिऋषिभ्यो नमः। सरस्वती मात्रे नमः। श्रीयोगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रं तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणं लीलोपाख्याने मरण समनंतर देह जीव प्रतिभा वर्णनं नाम द्विपञ्चाशत्तम सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच श्री देवी उवाच। So Raja Padma lived. While living, he had his chitta. Chitta was entertaining all the sankalpas thoughts. One of those things is about Leela also. Perhaps more intensely, deeply, because of her very good taking care of him, etc. So he had that impression. Now he died. When he died, in that Antapura, that Akasha only, okay, whatever the Sankalpa he has done, according to it, the entire Brahmanda projected, because Brahmanda has to be there for the Lokas. Lokas are projected, because Lokas are required for Bhumandala to be there. Bhumi is projected, and in that a kingdom is projected. Because his thought was to be a king, he is king there. And also, this Leela's Rupa he had, therefore she was there in front of him, available to him as a wife through various processes. Atho Marana Samvitya, you know that Marana Samvit, that leaving this body, gone to other. Then did he realize Brahman? He did not do sadhana, na? He died only as Jiva. Therefore, as a Jiva, all he had that samskaras, chitta sankalpas. According to that, to experience all those sankalpas, isn't it? He'll have to have the equipments. Thus, he is given the equipments. He enters into those equipments. That is called as Punarjanma. Is that Punarjanma really happened? Not really, but as per his own wishes, as per his own chitta sankalpa. Therefore, Punarjanmamaye Brahme. नेक्स्ट जन्म हुआ है ऐसा भ्रम होने के बाद अनेना बाय दिस राजा त्वम ही सम्यक विदिता इन हिज रिसेसेस यू वर देयर एज हिज वाइफ टू कम देयरफॉर त्वया च गत एव सहा ही obtained you only as the wife there but I am not she You may not be she for you, but for him, you also are she and she also you, because you are also a Chitta Sankalpa for him. And the new one also is Chitta Sankalpa grossified. That's all. Isn't it? Still, if this Leela feels jealous, means still she is in that Jiva Bhava, Deha Bhava, and Mayar Mora Toratai. In that Maya, still she is there. See, for you and I also, when these Upakyanas repeatedly listen and even 20% of it we contemplate, at least that possibilities that this is how it is come. Because of those possibilities and new knowledge gained, the strong hold which we have for this Deha, this world, to be real, that gets reduced. Visharanam it's called. To that extent, our involvement in the world gets reduced. To that extent, the miseries also get reduced. Think about it. Morning in which class? Yes, in the Upanishad class we saw. Mandukya, also the Bhagavad Gita. Evam bhutaha sthita prajnaha brahmavitu paramam shantim gacchati. So to in the other text also. So if we have this knowledge, our hold on to this samsara to be real gets loosened. Like when I know that people come in my life according to my prarabdha and according to the dharma, I behave with them. And from my side, consciously, I need not create any new relativities because I am the seeker of the inner reality. When this much clicks, will I run behind the people? Whoever come as per their and my prarabdha mutual, I take care of them, I address them. Isn't it? But from my side, do I do any initiative? When I don't do the initiative of Shatra Mitra, will I have any problem? Imagine in that way, 50 years, kya, 50,000 years also you live, you won't create any samsara because you're very, very clear. But if that knowledge is not there, then I expect sukha from the people. Then I get attached to them and they won't fulfill what I expected. Then I hate them. This samsara every moment I can create. Example. Make these things subtle. As the grass example is given, subtly also, from the chitta, when all the thoughts are dissolved. Why there will be any problem? Because problem is thoughts only. That is why chitta vritti nirodha it is told. Swarupa avasthana. This is how this knowledge helps us. Okay? So therefore, to Raja Padma, the Prabuddha Leela as when he became Viduratha, the second Leela. All of them are projection inasmuch the Raja Padma and Raja Viduratha also are projections on Brahman. Brahman is reality. Thereafter, to that Leela, Raja Padma, to that Leela, this Leela, to this Leela, that Leela, to this Leela, that Padma, all of them are Chitta Sankalpa only. That Sankalpas are not there in Nidra, therefore who is who? Let all of them sleep in one room only. But Nidra में है, अब कौन किसका है किसी को पता होता है क्या? Because Chitta is in Layavast. When the Chitta woken up, then immediately, she is my wife, he is my husband, all that, they come out of the Chitta. Because in Nidra, those individual identity, mutual relativity is not there, no Vyavahara was there, no Samsara was there. When we woke up, Chitta woke up, all individual identity, mutual relations are remembered. Accordingly, I do karma, accordingly, the karma phalas are coming. So in Nidra, I don't know myself, I don't know my neighbor as friend or enemy. Therefore, as a friend, I don't love him, as an enemy, I don't hate him. Therefore, I don't get the sukha or dukkha. When I wake up, I am an individual. He is my friend. I love him. I feel happy. He is my enemy. I hate him and I become miserable. Where is all that? See, little more subtler when we become deep, we become unbiased, we become and catch these truths. then we are into a new world, a new vision. Others won't come here because they have not understood this knowledge, nor they are qualified to understand it. Still, they are lost in the world more, too much, which we were also there few years back, few lives back. But some punya karma phala, some sadhanas are happening. Gradually, they have brought us to this level of listening to the Shastras as well as able to understand 1% or so. Continue karo, more and more you understand. The final understanding is Brahman alone is reality. Other than him, the Ananta Koti Brahmandas, Chitta, Chittakasha, Chitta Jagats, Bhuta, Bhutakasha, Bhuta Jagats, they continue to appear but not as reality. Like waves continue to appear on the ocean, yet they are not real. Water alone is real. Because they are not real and only appearance, their birth as well as their death have equal consequence. When the birth and death have same meaning or no meaning, in between things also have no meaning. When there is no meaning, then there is no samsara. Only entertainment is there. When it is entertainment, birth is as much entertainment as death. When these two are entertainment, in between also things are entertainment only. That's called Leela. थोड़ा सा देखो नया नया थॉट्स भगवान को किस तरह दे रहे. So we are seeing it from Shloka 41. Ittam tvam drushtavan eshaha. In this way he has seen you as that Leela. Till I revealed to him what is he as Padma. In the Padma Sharira she was wife, and that and in the new as Vidurata she is wife. Otherwise, he thought he got that only. Leela is his own wife, which earlier Leela of Padma Sharira. Itham tvam drushtavan eshaha. Drushtaha cha eshaha tvaya iti. And you also have seen. Tamapi atmani sampanna. So, drushtasya esha tvaya iti cha tamapi atmani sampanna. You are also as an individual Leela is projected in your own pure conscious self. Sarvagatva chidatmana. Therefore, it is pure consciousness, all pervading. In that all pervading consciousness, one set of Padma and Leela, another set of Padma and Viduratha, Viduratha and Leela, they're all just projected in the Sarvatma, Sarva Vyapaka Chidatma. That same thing, continuing to make it more clear, Brahma Sarvagatam Yasmat Yatha Yatra Yadoditam. See, Brahma is Sarvagatam. Therefore, in that Sarva Vyapaka Brahma, Yatra Yada Yaduditam. Bhavatyashu Tatha Tatra. And there that thing gets projected. Swapna Shakti eva Pashyati. Like the Swapna Shakti projects and having projected he sees. Now take 2 minutes to analyze Swapna. In your Swapna, remember, all are there. Small dust particles will be there. स्वप्न में भी आप भोजन कर रहे हो, बगल में कोई बाल वगैरह गिरा है सर से या कोई पत्थर है, आप उसको भी हटाते हो. स्वप्न में in your house, if there is some dust on any of your equipments or any of the table, you clean it. In the swapna also, there is so big akash, big clouds, monsoons coming, it rains, and you are in the hill area, mountain area. Because the rains, all trees are washed. Oh, such a beautiful greenery in 3-4 days. The whole mountain range is now absolutely green. Cold winds are blowing and the crops are growing. You see the various animals that are there, human beings. You see youth, you see elders, children. हर एक बंदे को आप देखते हो स्वप्न में. You have gone into that village. There is a school, there is a college, there is an hospital. ये कलेक्टर का ऑफिस है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डिपार्टमेंट है. Everything you see. Now remember, in that the Chetana, human beings and animals, etc., trees, the Jada, the so-called all the material things, all of them, are they not projections of the mind only? Where? In the pure consciousness. So in the consciousness, which is all pervading, there is Ananta Shakti. That Shakti, whatever is triggered, will project that one. So, in the example given now in the dream, that dreamer had in his chitta those samskaras. Those samskaras triggered the chitta shakti. The triggered chitta shakti projected that world. For all of that, the substratum is the chit swarupata. If chit is not there, you would never become aware of all of that. Chit is always there. Now, as much we said, the micros, the macros, the living, non-living, all of them are projected on. Now, same thing bring into the waking plane. In the waking also, all pervading consciousness में ही आपके, मेरे और म्यूचुअल के और सबके और ईश्वर के चित्त संकल्प से from that Maya Shakti, substratum is Brahman, the entire Ananta Koti Brahmandas are projected, but not real. Like, a farmland converted into, let us say, what do you call a venture, a colony. तो वन पर्सन बाइस मेक्स इज हाउस. अब देखते देखते 5 साल में द होल 7, 10, 20 एकड़ लैंड भर जाता है कि नहीं घरों से. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ घरों से भरा? ऑल ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल जीवास, देयर संकल्पास गॉट मैनिफेस्टेड देयर in the form of their houses. In the same way, what is said here is Sarvagatvat Chidatmanaha. Chidatma is all pervading. And in that all pervading Chidatma, everywhere that Shakti is there. And in that Shakti, anywhere anything can be projected. That's how the whole worlds are projected. For the projection, the reasons are the Ishvara Sankalpa, the mutual Sankalpa, individual Sankalpa. है कि नहीं? जब मैं अकेले घर में रहता हूँ, मेरे इच्छा का खाना बनाता हूँ. जब 3-4 लोग हैं तो मिलकर डिस्कस करके ये बनाएंगे, म्यूचुअल संकल्प है. 10 लोग हैं, बड़ा पार्टी है, तो सबको मन में रखकर 20 आइटम बनाते हैं ताकि जो भी आए भूखा ना रहे. सबको सब चीज एक ही चीज बनाओ तो सब खा नहीं सकते. Why in marriage 100 items are kept? Because 1,000 people are coming, whose choice is what we don't know. When they have come to bless our children, they also should go with good food eaten. Out of 100 kept, 5 of them somebody may eat. Other 5 other. So that 100 item food is the outcome of the samashti. Whoever have come to the marriage, those 1,000, 2,000 people. So this whole world that we have so many things, which are the sankalpa of all of us, projected. Reality is Brahman. Brahman is never changed. That's why when the samashti thinking goes on changing, whole world also changes. You are seeing that last 200 years, drastic, dramatic changes. Maybe after 10, 20 years, some another instrument may come replacing the cell phone. Who knows? All of us throw the cell phones only. No need of. All these technology may be fit in the houses only in the walls. You don't need cell phone. You want to talk to your brother, you give some code. Brother, you say, immediately that gets logged in. Whatever message you want to say, overall or anything you say, it reaches him. फोन पकड़ के टिकुम टिकुम करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी. Who knows? Then people get accustomed to that. 20, 30 years back, who thought cell phone will be? Now even beggars or everybody will have the phone. It has become necessity. Everybody got adapted. 100 years back or 50 years, 40 years back, 50 years back, they come. The toilets used to be far away from the houses. आधा किलोमीटर दूर है कि नहीं? Early morning वहां जाना. No, because of times have changed, the situations have changed. Slowly the toilets have come to the home. बेडरूम के साथ ही अभी necessity हो गया. When these were invented beginning, the oldies used to feel so bad. घर में टॉयलेट कितना गंदा, ये दूर होना चाहिए. Now the oldie has to use it that only. Now he's habituated. Changed है कि नहीं वर्ल्ड में? समष्टि. We are adopted now. It has become necessary. सेल फोन, बच्चों को सेल फोन छूने नहीं देना. अब तो सारा पढ़ाई उसी में हो रहा है. You have to give only. There's no way. This, that's how, as the Vesti Samashti Sankalpas, who knows after 20, 30 odd years, whole world may decide enough of technology, enough of bhoga, that all of us become antarmukhi. So more and more ashramas everywhere, where around the ashrama, the 10, 20 acre land, all the ashramites do their own farming, and like the old age rishi times, ऐसा फिर से दुनिया बनेगा. Some 100, 200 years, if the generations think like that, it will happen like. But all of that is sankalpa. Sankalpa manifested from the Maya, but not real. The solid looking thing, all of that are like in the dream also, everything appears solid, but when you wake up, it is not so. So in the waking also, everything appears solid. When you look from the Shuddha, Chidakasha Drushti, all of that also is not so solid. Okay. Brahma sarvagatam yasmat yata yatra yadoditam. So Brahma sarvagatam. Yatha, in whatever the way, yatra, wherever, yada, in whatever the time, uditam. Bhavatyashu tatha tatra. There and there, that object that is projected. Swapna shaktaiva pashyati. We have explained the Swapna Shakti so far. Okay, then Sarvatra Sarva Shaktitvat. Sarvatra, Brahman is all pervading. Sarva Shaktitvat, he is all powerful. That power is there with him everywhere. Then Yatra Ya Shakti Runayet. That Shakti at whichever the place, for whatever the outer inner reasons, whatever the thing is instigated out of it, Aste Tatra Tatha. That Shakti manifests in that way. Then bhati, it also appears like that. Yesterday we have discussed this word 5 minutes. Tibra samyoga samvega hetutaha. Tibra samvega hetutaha, whatever the deepest intense thinking is there, thought is there. Just like wife and husband, whoever is sankalpa is tibra, that gets manifested. Whether about that day breakfast, what is to be made, up to whom to get his daughter or son married, and also where to make the house, how to make the house. जिसका तीव्र संवेग है उसके अनुसार होता है. Sometime husband, sometime wife. तीव्र संवेग is the depth, the intensity of our thinking, sankalpa, longing. This somewhat like Bhagavad Gita. जायतो विषयान पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते. है ना? Here, sangha is in the mind, then it gets projected. He takes the track of how through the sangha, through kamana, we get destroyed. Sadhana ki baat ho rahi hai. Now, about this couple, your husband and this Leela. Mruti moha kshane naiva. At the moment of the delusion that they died, yadetau dampati stitau. These both dampati, in whatever the way they were, tada eva abhyam idam. Whatever their minds concepts were there, buddham pratibhasa vashad hridhi. In their hridaya, whatever they were imagining, that alone was manifesting. Okay. Mruti moha kshanenaiva yada etau dampati stitau tada eva abhyam idam buddham pratibhasa vashat hridhi. So they are awakened to that world only as that was there in their chitta. चित्त में जो संकल्प है उसके अनुसार ही as they left the body they got the things presented in front of them. More so in their chitta only they are seeing all of that. And in the chitta, among the things seen, one is the sharira. Too much identity with the sharira. Therefore, even though along with this chitta, sharira, other shariras, the world also is in chitta, that idea is forgotten. Now identity with the sharira, he thinks sharira, then all other beings he thinks is other than him. Whereas the subtlest thought is what? Like for example, if I talk about me, this my sharira, your sharira, and in between you and I, whatever the world is there, and the things beings are there, all of that are in my chitta only. Because बिना चित्त का इसमें किसी का अनुभव आता ही नहीं. Among the so many things that are projected in my chitta, one of the thing is my sharir, this sharira. Overpowered, identified with this sharira, now I act as if I am only this one. From this standpoint, those beings and things, though they are projected in my own chitta, now I consider them to be other than me. Like in the dream example. Whole dream world has come in my chitta only, no? But in that world which has come in my own chitta, one set of individuality, one personality set, I consider me. Then I became dreamer. Then what about the other beings in the whole world? It has become other than me. But actually, from chitta standpoint, you see, is not me as well as the whole world are in same chitta. That's how, in ignorance and delusion, in the world projected in our own chitta, identifying with few things, de-identifying some things, we play the play of samsara and we take it seriously. We play the play and that is taken seriously, then it becomes samsara. Bas. Bhayankar it is. What a clarity you see. So both of them at the time of death, though they didn't die, they left this body. In their chitta, whatever the things were there, that had to be presented for them, got presented. Mruti mohakshanena eva yada eto dampati stitau tada eva abhyam idam buddham pratibhasa vashat. Hruti. So whatever that is there in their chitta, that alone gets manifested. Then, according to their own, the vasanas of attachment, identification, झट से हो जाता है. Like, in the train, my berth number is 37. The moment I reach to 37, झट से मेरा सीट है करके identity होता है कि नहीं? Because it's in the mind, the thought made that I am given the seat 37 in my reservation. तो मेरा है. वो thought बना. Then immediately I grab that and in anybody कोई सो रहा है दूसरा, ए मेरा है, टिकट बता के उसको उठा देते. Then once our destination comes, you even if somebody is there, रुको यार 100 रुपए नहीं 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 फिर उतरना है. And if you don't want to throw, the other fellow who is coming, he'll occupy. शरीर का ऐसा नहीं होता, लेकिन बर्थ का ऐसा नहीं होता, लेकिन बर्थ का ऐसा होता है. पंचमहाभूतास का होता है. जो पंचमहाभूत ये शरीर बना, वो फिर से मिल जाएंगे, फिर उससे और कुछ बनता रहता है ना. माटी कहे कुलाड़ से, ऐसा दैट कुमार से. So whatever they have in their chitta, exactly. This is what is said again in Gita, 8th chapter, na antakalecha, yam yam vapi स्मरण भावम त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरम. जो जो भाव भावना करते हुए शरीर छोड़ते हैं, that fellow goes there only. Tam temeva eti. That eti here is this. He doesn't go anywhere. Where is there to go? As a chit swarupa is everywhere there. He alone is. As a chitta vritti, in the chitta only everything drama is happening. Like in the same TV only every channel comes, every program. क्रिकेट भी वहीं आता है, सिनेमा भी वहीं आता है, खाना कैसे बनाना वही आता है, न्यूज भी वहीं आता है, पॉलिटिक्स भी वहीं आता है. एक ही जगह कहाँ जाओगे आप? So to some our chitta only everything is happening. So tada eva abhyam idam buddham. Whatever they are thinking about, pratibhasa vashat. Whatever the pratibhasa they have in their hridaya, that is what happens to them. What are they? Some examples are given. All are in his chitta. Jiva is continuing. His chitta has all the programming in nowadays language में कहोगे, computer language में, it is programmed with so and so, so and so. That's what gets exactly played. Whatever the program there in the computer, वही play होगा hardware में. Example here. Pitarau, avayoho, pitarau, etau. These are my parents. After he is born to those parents, they are my parents. In general, we all know. But in the subtle reality, already it is designed that they are the parents through whom he will be born. He will be born. Then, avayo pitaro etau, ime vai chapi matarau. And these are all mothers. Means pitaro means for both of them. She thought him to be her father and he thought him to be his father. जो जो अपने पिता है. And so too, the Leela God, that lady has her mother and this Viduratha. Wherever the childhood की बात हो रही है. So they are our parents. Then Desha Esha, this is our country. Whether this country, whose country? किसकी बात कर? जीव का? जीव तो एक एक जन्म में कितने देशों में जन्म लेता है. Who knows, in my earlier life, I was in Uganda. कहीं भी हो सकता हूँ. I must be in different Brahmanda only. Didn't you see Vidurata? From that Brahmanda, as Padma was there, he is in the another Brahmanda altogether. So, but Desha Eshaha, this is the country, it is mine. Dhanam Chaidam, this is the money and it is mine. Karma Idam, this is action which I have to do. Then Puram Idrusham, then seeing all this is what I have done in the past. All of that. Then Avam Vivaitau Evam, in this way we both got married. Then Evam Nama Ekatam Gatau, in this way we became Dampati after marriage. सारा जो प्रोग्राम है प्ले हो रहा है बस. In their chitta, it was there. That's why in all our morning classes, common sense thought, again and again we said thousands of times. Nowadays we're not saying, don't make new sankalpa. Else we'll be forced to go through them. नया संकल्प नहीं बना रहे, और ऑलरेडी जो बनाया उसके अनुसार जो प्रारंभ चल रहा है, इन्हें निष्काम कर्म योग भावना, when we are exhausting them, then chitta becomes shanta. Not so many forces to push us here and there. When the chitta is shanta, you can meditate and realize yourself. Like somebody took up the banking job or took up the civil servant job. However, these two jobs are such ones. Inherently in that job, they'll be kicked from one branch to other every 3 years. And civil servant from one branch to the other, one place to other. है ना? वो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? वो काम अच्छा करो तो भी he'll be transferred to good place. काम ठीक नहीं कर रहा है तो he'll be put in that place where there is no काम. he'll be continuously transferred. अब एम्बेसडर्स है, कोई कोई होते हो एक ही देश के इतने साल नहीं. आफ्टर द एक्सपीरियंस बिग कंट्रीज दे विल बी सेंट टू. You took up that job, therefore you are forced to go through all that. Like I took up the job of being a doctor. With any healthy fellow comes, if he comes, will I happy? The job is such that I pray to God, आज 10 को बीमारी करो ताकि मेरा हाथ चले, पैसे आए. That is in one way is no very terrible job it is. Of course, if a doctor knows that I am not expecting any patients, if somebody by their prarabdha, they become deceased, if they come, then I do whatever I can. Then there is no problem. Some service I have to do, so this talent I am doing it. But not that I am expecting. Like I have to expect you all to be ignorant so that I can give you knowledge as if I have knowledge. It's not like that. I am talking, whoever listen. How does it matter? I am talking to myself. ऐसा है तो टेंशन नहीं होगा. बट संकल्प नया करोगे, सो देन यू हैव टू गो थ्रू इट. एवरी मूवमेंट, एवरी डे बी कॉन्शियस. एनी बाह्य जगत संकल्प आर हैपनिंग. दैट्स व्हाई संकल्प प्रभवान कामान त्यक्त्वा सर्वान, all that we'll study in Gita 6th chapter. Are you getting the idea how this new set of Viduratha and Leela are the outcome of the chitta of the Padma? But as per the Padma's chitta, this Viduratha born to some parents with the particular bodies, and Leela also born. Both of them grew in their own family. They came together, wife and husband, married and got become husband. They lived long together, whatever the time. ये सारे रियलिटी दिख रहे हैं, but they are all projected out of the samskara. After these are projected, because we wanted to go through it, to go through that we have to identify. We have identified. Once identified, it appears to be real. Once it is taken as real, we stop thinking. When you don't think, then we will not understand these subtler things. अब सब लोग जो प्रोजेक्ट किए हैं उसको सत्य मानकर उससे तादात्म्य करके जी रहे, इसलिए रुककर सोच नहीं रहे हैं. Who am I? What is my relation with these upadhis? What is the relation with the other beings? Once you start thinking, you will know everything is Swayam Sankalpa, everything is Kalpana, and everything is projected in the reality. Takes time, but then one will realize it one day. That's what I said here. Avayoho pitaro vetau, ime vevichapi matarau, desha esha, dhananchaidam, Karmaidam Puramidrusham. Then Avam Vivahitau Evam. We were married in this way. Evam Nama Egatangato. That's how we came together. Etayoho Sapi Janata Yata Tatraiva Satyatam. Then all these Janata also beings, whether they are friends, relatives, family members, bandhus, or the Sainyam or Antapura people, or the people of this country, ये सारे भी उनके अपने प्रोजेक्टेड ही हैं. They all are taken as Satya. In short, the whole projection taken as so real that we are fully living in that, forgetting the real reality. Now, tathaiva asti drishtantah, tatha eva atra asti drishtantah. To make you understand this thing very clearly, there is drishtanta. Example, what is it? Pratyaksham swapna vedanam. Your own swapna is a pratyaksha udaharana. There are very few people who don't have the dreams. Very rare. कोई कोई होते हैं स्वप्न कभी आए नहीं. टच करते बैठो सो जाता है वो, और नींद खुलते ही वो घूमता रहता है काम पे. नॉट लाइक सम ऑफ अस ओनली ड्रीम्स. घमासान भयंकर ड्रीम हर दिन आ ही जा रहा है. So that fellow is reading so many books, watching so many TV programs, fighting with so many people, so much egoistic in the world. अब इतना अहंकार भयंकर से सत्य मानकर जगत को जीता है ना, he'll have lot of impressions, he'll have more and more dreams. As seriously he takes so much concerned, worried and all about the worldly thing, they become so many dreams to some people. And see, for you and I especially, from 5 years we attend to the classes. एक दिन भी सत्संग का ड्रीम आया क्या? बोलो, सही प्रश्न पूछा है. एक दिन सत्संग का ड्रीम नेवर, बिकॉज वी डोंट टेक इट सीरियसली. चलो होता है, क्या है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. अदर थिंग्स कम इन ड्रीम बट नेवर सत्संग. किसी को पूछो, कोई आता ही नहीं सत्संग ड्रीम में. क्योंकि लाइफ में ही वी आर नॉट टेकिंग इट सीरियसली. आउट ऑफ कंपल्शन वी आर अटेंडिंग. देन हाउ इट कैन कम इन द ड्रीम? ड्रीम में भी स्वामी जी, तौबा तौबा. बाय द वे यू रिमाइंडेड, इट्स रियली वेरी गुड. I was always worried about why I get bad dreams. Now I should be happy that this satsanga dream never comes to bother me in my dream. Thank you. आपने याद कराया मेरे को. So swapna is the drishtanta. And the drishtanta of sapna, you and I are the students of Upanishads, Mandukya. So exhaustively we studied. Everything are covered there in that Upanishad and in that Karikas and the Bhash. To just now also we spoke 5 minutes back that in the Swapna, Jada, Chetana, Chara, Achara, everything is seen. Micro and macro also. Dust particle also you see, big mountain or the Akash also. A small drop of water you see, or ocean also you see. Friends and enemies, living, non-living. Bhoga vastus you see. Dukkha of accidents, etc. you see. Everything is there. But all is in the mano chitta sang. Chitta, as per the vasanas, chitta has projected. And in that projected, one of the thing is one panchakosha yukta individuality. With that, I only identify. Like I only make my house, and among that one bedroom I occupy. है ना, मैंने बनाया 4 बेडरूम, मैं एक ऑक्यूपाई किया. 4 कार खरीदी मैं, बट एक में घूमता हूं मैं. Isn't it? 10 thalis I bought, but एक में खाता हूं. So too in my dream, everything is my own projection. But in that, with one I identify. That's called samsara. When I realize that one I and whole world is me only, you will not be anymore in the dream. You are awakened. Awakening में क्या होता है from the dream? कि the dreamer, the dream world, the experiences, all are one. When you awaken to that, that's called end of the dream, awakening to waking. So too, in the Paramatma Anubhuti, Mayor Mora Torate Maya, all that goes away, everything realized as one Brahman, and that is me. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, and Tad Brahma Hamasmi. Everything is Brahman, and I am that Brahman. Daily ये कहते जाओ, everything is Brahman, I am Brahman. I am that Brahman. Sarvam Etat Brahma, I am Atma Brahma. More and more we do that and use little intellection. And from what standpoint it is said, thoda study karke Upanishad, according to that you analyze Then slowly the knowledge comes. Then the reality given to the world goes away. The moment reality given to the world goes away, like satsang, ये सपने भी नहीं आता हो. And are you whole days worried about me, my class, about any understanding? So casual we are because we don't value it. So too, when the same thing we do with the world, having understood its mithyatva, it is there but won't bind us. Jagat is there, people are there, happenings are happening. It's always Samashri Kalpana. I am the Adhisthana, I am Brahman. In that Brahman about Kalpita so many things, this Upadhi set is one. With this I am told to play, I am playing the play. See, play is going on, yet I don't value anything more than required, and I am not missing the substrat. This is how it is. Then tathaivatrasti dushtantah pratyaksham swapna vedanam iti. In this way, I told you everything, what you have asked. No continuation. Evam bhavaya leelaya. In this way, the leela who in this way projected by our Raja Viduratha, now he has become his wife. She also from her side projected herself. So in pure Paramatma, at one place, the leela projected, at other place, the Viduratha projected, and their coming together became because of the mutual vasana samskar. This Leela, who thought she is Leela, evam bhavaya leelaya, aham atha archita. I was worshipped. And what was her sankalpa or prarthana from me when she worshipped me? Naham syam vidava iti. She did worship and asked me, I should not become vidava, means widow. So naham syam vidava iti. Enam vara datta maya abhyasau. And I also said tatastu to her. I gave her the vara. Iti, this because of this reason, ityarthena, because of this reason, mruta purvam eva iha khalu balika. So she died before Raja Viduratha died. Because when Viduratha dies first, then she is Vidava, even it's for 1 minute, 2 minutes. But that's what not the boon she was granted by Saraswati Mother. Therefore, for Mother Saraswati's boon, that she should not be Vidava to fulfilled, the Leela has to die before the husband dies, irrespective of the age, youngness, oldness, and she is hale hearty, healthy, but that fellow is wounded by that Raja Sindhu. हाथ काट दी, पैर काट दी, गला भी काटा. ये लेडी को तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, but फिर भी she died before her because I gave her that boon. अब देखो, we are not analyzing it into extent because of lack of time and lack of abilities also. Otherwise, now बताओ, this Leela died before he died. He died. Is it a happy thing or miserable thing? She is younger than him without any wounding, but died before him. ये अच्छा है कि बुरा है बताओ? ये अच्छा है बुरा है सेकेंडरी है. It is her wish. I don't want to die. As a, I don't want to be a widow. It is her sankalpa. Mother said Tatastha. In that thought that I don't want to be a widow, only that much mind, she has that mind. But to fulfill this boon, how many things have to happen? She doesn't know. Because when she prayed that, her husband being Viduratha, he had the other thing that he'll have to die in that war. अब दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन कैसा होगा? उस युद्ध में विदुरथ को मरना है और ए लेडी हेल हार्टी यंग ये विडो नहीं होना है. व्हाट द लॉर्ड विल हैव टू डू, है ना? दोनों होना चाहिए. ही इज एनीवे कैन नॉट स्टॉप विदुरथा फ्रॉम डाइंग बिकॉज हिज संकल्प इज विल हैव टू गो टू पद्म शरीर अगेन बिकॉज दैट वरा मदर सरस्वती गिव टू लीला. इट्स कॉल्ड एज परेच्छा प्रारब्ध. Because of this Leela's Prarthana, the Viduratha had to enter again into Padma Sharira and continuous Padma. But that Padma Jiva himself wanted moksha, therefore, after staying there in Padma Sharira for some time, he'll get moksha. That will study. But this topic of when Leela is hale, hearty, young, she died. Died out of her own sankalpa or not that I don't want to be widow. Before Raja Viduratha dies, she'll have to die. इसलिए मूर्छित हो गई, मर गई. Therefore, it is blessing by Mother Saraswati that she died. But mother did not give blessing from her side. इसने मांगा इसलिए that I want to be two things. One, not be widow, and wherever Padma goes, I have to go with him. She asked, no, few chapters back, wherever my pati is going, oh mother, bless me. And these both leelas are such a powerful Upasakas of Mother Saraswati, that mother has to bless them. देखो पावरफुल उपासक होना अलग बात है, व्हेन भगवान कम्स क्या मांगना अलग बात है। एक और चीज हमको सीखना है। Sometimes we have very good noble wills, wishes and desires, but our sankalpas, our prarthanas, our upasanas are not so strong. Therefore, they are not fulfilled. Sometimes upasanas are very strong, but we ask for the wrong things. Like the people suddenly overnight become great. है ना, कोई क्रिकेट में इतने महान होते हैं, कोई सिनेमा उनका हिट होकर पूरा इनका इतना करोड़ों रुपए आ जाते हैं। दे आर ऑल पावरफुल उपासकास, दैट द भगवान हैज सेड तथास्तु टू देम, बट देयर उपासना वाज फॉर द वर्ल्डली थिंग्स। We all have spiritual goals, very noble, but our upasana is not so strong that we are blessed. When that day when we are blessed, because of our powerful upasanas, our spiritual growth also will happen. That's why I say Deve para bhakti. Yata Deve para tatha guru para bhakti. तस्य महात्मना यदि अर्थः प्रकाश। सारा मिलाकर देखो तो आइडिया आ रहा है कि नहीं आपको? So she prayed to me, asking that I should not die as widow. I said tathastu. Therefore she died before Viduratha died. So na ham syam vidava iti evam iti enam varo datta maya pyasau iti arthena mruta purameva iha khalu balika. She died before Viduratha died. Then then died, and as per her wish she has gone there, presented herself there. ये सब आगे बताएंगे. Before that, the relation between Saraswati Mata and these two Leelas. Bhavatam Chetanam Shanam Aham Chetana Dharmini. So you are all Chetana Amsha. In you, along with Chetana, the Aham Vritti, with all the Upadhi Tadatmya, Samskara, Ajnana, Moha, इतना खिचड़ी है आपके यहाँ. जिस चेतन का आप अंश हो, that pure Chetana I am. This is one thing. Second, Kula Devi Sada. I am your Kula Devi. And Sada Pujya. And the whole Kula is worshipping me. You know, here 4, 5, 6 fathers also worshipped, saying that हमारे कुल में आगे सब आपका अनुग्रह हो. You as a great great granddaughter, you may not know, but your great great father and mother have prayed का नाम में हमारे वंश में जो भी होंगे, oh Mother Saraswati, you bless. So because I am Sarvayavaka Chit Shakti, and also I am your Kula Devata, therefore your Kula ancestors have worshipped me. Even for you, which you don't know, they will have to fulfill that, and you also worshipped me directly. So Chiti Shakti होने के कारण, कुल देवता होने के कारण, and because of worship by you, I have to bless you. So Bhavatam Chetanam Shanam Aham Chetana Dharmini Kula Devi Sada Puja. Then Swata Eva Karomyaham. Therefore I am compelled to do all what you pray for me. That's why कुल देवता उपासना से कुल ही सेफ होता था. आजकल हम नहीं कर रहे. कुल देवता उपासना नहीं हो रहा ना. How are you doing? Do you know first of all who is your कुल देवता है? नहीं है. इष्ट देवता आके कुल देवता को भगा दिया, एंड द वर्ल्डलीनेस आकर इष्ट देवता को भी भगा दिया. अभी वर्ल्ड ओनली बिकेम और देवता भोग. दैट्स व्हाई होल वर्ल्ड हाउस एवरीथिंग इज प्रिवेल्ड विद दैट. बट अर्लियर कुल देवता प्रार्थना करते थे, इसलिए द होल कुला दे यूज्ड टू हैव गुड चिल्ड्रन एंड गुड मैरिजेस, वेल सेटल्ड, व्हाटएवर द प्रोफेशन दे हैव, द वृत्ति वो ठीक चलता था कुल देवी की कृपा से. That power, like in one person in that generation, is highly intense devotee, let's say, and worshipped that mother and prayed, मेरे कुल में माता सबको ठीक तरह धन मिले, ये सब ऐसे अच्छे पोजीशन में रहे. As per the intensity of his Shakti, sometime for 2, some for 3, some 10, 12 generation, the mother's blessing तथास्तु it work. That way 5-6 generation तक वो लोग मुख्यमंत्री प्रधानमंत्री रहते. कुल देवता शक्ति. Once that Shakti is over, then they dwindle. So to business में. 10 generation तक their business was whole thing in the whole country. उसके बाद that कुल देवता शक्ति reduced. And the other people were not worshipping, they were gone. So मैं कुल देवी भी हूँ, चित शक्ति भी हूँ, आपसे वर्षित भी हूँ, इसलिए I have to do all that. स्वतः करोमि. Then अथास्या जीवको. Now all that questions answered. Finally, how this Leela, the local Leela, left this body, and how through this intermediate lokas in her own chitta, she is traveling to reach to the Padma's place. And then the Raja's prana, Jiva also enters, he wakes up, she wakes up, everybody recognizes, all that nautanki we are going to see now. ये सब इतना सत्य रियल लग रहा है and giving अनुभूति also, and yet they're all the projected by चित्त only. Absolute reality तो नहीं है, absolute reality तो नहीं है, but projected because our chitta, then in our own chitta we take it as real, therefore it appears as real. Because it's appearing as real, all anubhutis also are appearing as real. This is the last thought. Okay, atha asya jiva kaha, the jiva, the lila jiva, ki dehat, from this body pranamartha rupa dhruk. But first that jiva gets identified with the prana shakti, because the prana is the only one which goes out and in. Having this jiva at the time of death, joining the prana shakti, manasa achalatam praptaha, along with all indriyas, mana, he enters into the prana shakti. Like with all my hands and legs, I sit in the car and close the car. Then as the car takes me, I travel. The car you take it as prana shakti. And I gathering myself sitting in the car is I with my mana, chitta, antakarana and all of them packed up and joined with the prana shakti. Then what happened? Manasa achalatam praptaha mukhagratyakta dehakaha. Depending on the sadhanas we have done, purity we have done, this jiva leaves that body from various parts. किसी को ब्रह्मरंध्र से निकलते, किसी को आंखों से निकल जाते, किसी को मुंह से निकल जाते प्राण, किसी को कान से निकल जाते हैं, किसी को अपान वायु से निकल जाते. Most of the people who are totally worldly, for them the prana goes away out from the apana vayu. And highly evolved, it goes out from the murdhanam. Tasa murdhanam vinisrutaiga. We have studied this in Aitreya Upanishad as well as Taittiriya. Taittiriya में याद है how the jiva enters also from this kopdi, identifies the body. If he is a yogi, goes out from the head. If not, from the other end. We have seen. Even in the Aitreya also बताए. Simanam vidarya etaya dvara prapadyata. In Aitreya, entry is told. In Taittiriya, exit is told. है ना? तस्मिन् मनोमयः पुरुषः अंतरेण तालुके एषस्तनैवावलम्बते से इंद्र योनि यत्रासौ पुरुषो केशान्तो विवर्तते विपोक्ष्य शीर्षक बाले भूरित्यग्नो प्रतिष्ठति भूरिति वायौ सूरित्यादित्यमहिति ब्रह्मणि. Whatever upasana is done, he goes to those lokas. Taittiriya. And from today to tomorrow to 2 दिन में, from Chandogya we are going to study entire upasana only for 5 khandas along with the different phalas that are told. 5 chapters. All upasanas are again our chitta sankalpas only. So एक देवता को उद्देश्य करके हम अपने चित्त संकल्प के fulfillment के लिए we do the upasanas. And that pure consciousness only expresses as that devata, and from the consciousness only the various whatever sankalpas are there, they get manifested because of the shakti of that consciousness. The shakti manifests what we want, consciousness doesn't change. Knowing all this only, in a Sadguru, when you ask him, he will insistingly tell, ask only for Brahma Prapti, don't ask for anything. If you ask anything, you are getting cheated by your lower mana, lower chitta, which is still hanging on to the Sharira, this Upadhi, Sukha Bhoga. Thereby it is deluded, it is in Maya, it is in ignorance. As a student of Upanishad, other than Brahma Tattva, we can never ask anything. संकल्प भी, प्रार्थना भी, प्रयत्न भी, सब भी केवल परमात्मा प्राप्ति के लिए होना चाहिए. तत्से तमेव विदित्वाति मृत्युमेति नान्य पंथा विदित्यायनाय. In Shvetashtradi Upanishads, in 6 chapters, around 50 times it is told only knowing Paramatma gives moksha. There is no other way. Therefore, request for that, pray for that, try for that, study only that, meditate only on that. In Gita also we have seen. विहाय कामन्य सर्वान् पुमान् सद्निष्ण निर्मोहकारः स शांतिमदि गच्छति. फिर ऐसा ब्राह्मी स्थिति करके we are going to see tomorrow. See, when you study Gita, Upanishad, Yoga, Vaashishtha, Ramayana, in all of them, we are trained to be the seekers of truth, the reality. Everything else is projected. Because of projected, it can be rejected also. Therefore, reject. Instead of giving reality, if you reject it, then you can reach the reality. If not, if you take it as real, you are lost in that only. You are always denied of the reality. Choice is yours. So, rejecting everything and realizing self is called Shreya Marga. Rejecting the reality and then get lost in your chitta kalpita jagats is called as the Preyo Marga. अब थोड़ा बुद्धि खुल रहा है कि नहीं, थोड़ा थोड़ा इंफॉर्मेशन तो मिल रहा है. पहले इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं मिलता था, अब मिल रहा है। अब पहले तो शक होगा, फिर सोचने लगोगे, समझ में आने लगेगा। एज यूर अंडरस्टैंडिंग स्लोली स्टार्ट एक्सेप्टिंग इट। That's how the satsang on the Shastras slowly changes us from an utter samsari to a high grade sadhak. So too from an utter baddha jiva to the realized master or the जीवन मुक्त। शास्त्र श्रवणाध्ययन और साधना इस तरह हमको बंधन से मोक्ष तक ले जाते हैं, है ना। जो मॉर्निंग और आदिशंकर कृत, है ना, शिवाय अशिव घातिने। When you study Shastra and do sadhana, we reach to Shiva Tattva and the Ashivata in us is destroyed. नमः श्री नमः सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्री देश केंद्राय शिवाय अशिव घातिने। ठीक है संतो। फिर ततो मरण मूर्छान्ते मनसा अचलतां प्राप्त मुखाग्र त्यक्त देह कहा। तो शी हैज लेफ्ट फ्रॉम द माउथ। ततः मरण मूर्छान्ते, आफ्टर दिस मरण नेम्ड मूर्छा, गृहे अस्मिन् एव च एतया, you know, because in the chitta only everything is there. Buddha bhavita akashe, in this very gruha akasha, in that, in the buddhi bhavita chitta akasha, drushtaha jivatmana tataha, then she finds herself to be a jiva. Then sampanna esha, this lady, this jiva who left this body is now in the chitta akash, chitta akash mein घूम रही हो। In that chitta akash only so many brahmandas are projected. In that projected so many brahmandas, to one brahmanda this Viduratha has gone now, going to be the Padma. Now she had all her sankalpas that I want to be with my husband, I want to love him, I want love from him, I want to stay with him. ये सारे इन संकल्प के कारण in her own chitta akasha she will as if travel, she will reach. Now she is traveling. In the next chapter, she will travel and their daughter also comes. Then she says, you are come before me, show me the loka. Then she takes her there, then she disappears. All these things when you study yoga शिष्ण दिमाग इतना खुल जाता है। बट एकाग्र चित्त से पढ़ना है, राम भक्ति वशिष्ठ भक्ति से पढ़ना है, with the background of some of the shastras, with the willingness to understand the higher truths. When all these things we have, no, like in the morning mantra we are learning, आप्यायन्तु महांगानि इत्यादि, देन माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु निराकरणमेस्तु तदात्मन निर्ते उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु। When all the qualifications are there with us and we are really intense to understand this text, it lifts us to so many levels of higher understandings. Nothing like Yoga Assist Maharabha. Wonderful it is. And I am talking to you 0.005% because that much only I am understanding. When I also evolve after 10,000 lives to a higher level, perhaps I may speak to you in more better way. If you are not realized by then, I am sure you realize this life only. और अगले में मैं ढूंढते रहता हूँ कहाँ के मेरे सुनने वाले, ओके स्वामी तुम तो वहीं हो, मैं तो पहुंच गया हूँ। है ना, आप सब जीवन मुक्त हो जाओगे। So Sampanna Esha Harinayana, such a beautiful dear eyed this lady, Chandrabimbanana Shri. She, her face is like Chandrabimba, Mana Unmadha, such a self-confident, self-respected lady. Daita Lalita, who was giving so much joy to her husband. Kanta Mahabhoktugama, she still want to have that company of her husband. Purva Smrutya, with her earlier life and chitta and sankalpa that she want to continue with her husband. Sarabhasa Mukhi, Samyuta, Mandala Antaha, in her own chitta created Brahmandas, Swapna Anteva, Prakrita Vibhava, Padmini Chovitaiva, she just started traveling there only, posted by her own Chitta Sankalpa in those Akasha, Nirmita so many Brahmandas, and she will cross one by one, she will finally reach to the Padma's place. That's what I said in earlier life. You and I must be some in other country. You are और where और कहीं मैं कहीं, हमारे संकल्प के कारण ऐसे हम ट्रैवल करते इधर आए। अब ये मरने के टाइम अकॉर्डिंग टू आवर चित्त संकल्प, wherever our chitta sankalpa is fulfilled, depending on that we go. If you are interested in a person, if that person is there, we go there. If you are interested in an object, that object is somewhere else, we go there. If you are interested in an experience, if that experience is some other loka, there will be pushed. Keeping all that in mind only, we are told about the Sarga, the Uttama Lokas, and we are pushed to think about them, and we are told to do all upasana, etc. for them, and really we walk, go to that Sarga and enjoy all of them. Yet all of them are in the Kalpita Brahmanda only, Kalpita Chitta only, and they are all giver of bondage only. Only Brahma Swarupa is moksha giving. आप किसी भी लोग स्वर्गलोक जाना चाहते हो, स्वर्गलोक को ले जाने वाले सारे यज्ञ उपासनाएं हैं, उसको सही तरह करते रहो, विल बी गिवन. You want to become president of America? You can pray. You can intensely do the upasanas. If not now, after 10,000 lives or 1,000 lives or 500 lives, you will be born there and you will become that. कोई कोई बड़ा नहीं है. That's how in this world becoming anything is बनावटी हो, कोई महान नहीं हो. How many people have come and gone? हाँ माँ ज्ञानी योग सिद्ध पुरुष ऋषि मुनि अवतारों को लोग मानते भी नहीं और जानते भी नहीं. Every expression in Maya is only temporary. Whoever are there in limelight now, after 200 years, who remembers them? Do you remember all of them? अरे माँ बाप को भी याद नहीं रख रहा. Whole world also forgets. How many people the world can remember? कितने लोग यार बाप रे बाप जीव इतने वो like the dust particles. The Brahmandas only are coming and going. In the Brahmanda, a small little insect like Jiva, who cares? And you and I are like that. They don't feel too high about our own upadhyukta जीवन. एक दिन का है हम सब. But as Adhisthana, we are substratum of the whole world, the Brahman. Realize that. Om Sarvam Sri Ram. Iti Arshe Vaashishtha Ramayane Valmiki Utpatthi Prakranam Marana Samananthara Deha Pratibha VARNANAM Dvipanchasattama SARGA. In this way concludes 52nd SARGA. Very beautiful it was. Some ideas are given to us, they will be repeated, or you study again, it will click to you. 4-5 बार मनन करोगे थोड़ा knowledge strong हो जाएगा. At least we are exposed to the presence of these knowledges by our prayer to Guru and God, their Kripa. When our antakaranas become more sharp, subtle, as well as interested in remembering these knowledges, accordingly, single pointedly, when we put all due efforts of Shravana Manana Chintanam, this knowledge becomes ours. And when we use that knowledge, we evolve from being a bound Jiva to a liberated Mukta Purusha. It's all in our hands. Knowingly, when we do right things will happen to us. The Guru and Shastras tell us what are the right things. They won't say the wrong things. They can't. They will not. Now in the 53rd Sarga, how this Leela travels and reaches to that Padma's Loka, SRI hai, Kalamas part karke, we start studying it. Though this particular Sarga took 14 days, मैं तो सोचा 3-4 दिन में हो जाएगा. But topic was little important, so we tried to go through it little bit. Now the next Sarga also equally. Next 5-6 Sargas till the Leelopakhyanam is over. Sublime, so many knowledges are given. Up to 60th Sarga, the Leelopakhyanam. 61st to 67, the outcome of all this. What is the things to be learned? So many beautiful topics. 68 onwards, Karkadyopakhyanam, and through another story will be taught again the Vedanta. In this way, as said in the first Vairagya Prakarana, when the teaching of Vaashishtha started, as it was said there, through various upakhyanas, drishtantas, I will be bringing to your notice the Brahmajnana. Accordingly only we are seeing it. Be regular, tune yourself. Even little bit we understand, good. Even not understood, a habit of sitting and listening to such sublime text itself is a great practice. And nobody can do it for us. And anything other than doing this is only drowning ourselves in the river of samsara, ocean of samsara. And yet, yathechasi tatha kuru. Choice is always yours. Om Purnamadaha. Bol Sri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki jai, Vaashishtha Bhagwan ki jai, Saraswati Maiya की जय, सब संतन की जय, आज के आनंद की जय, आप सबको जय हो. अब आइए रामायण थोड़ा देखते हैं.